So, how is it working with a character that you can't see on set with you?
Yes. Are you close enough? Is it good? Okay. It was like a super challenge, but then also really liberating because I just felt like a kid again. Um, you could come up with stories and come up with things, and it was just very open for play. But it was really, really challenging because just technically from blocking the scene, lighting, my eye lines and making sure that all of that, and then just having to use my imagination on what, when you have another actor in front of you, you get to react. And I had like the air, I had nothing. So I had to invent, things to react to, which was crazy, but fun.
Yeah. How is it working with a character that you can't see?
Great. It was definitely a challenge for sure. Way harder for Jenna because she has to pretend she can't see it, and she actually is seeing something. The way that they filmed it, they had a puppet there where they would do basically a temp track to give the animators the idea of where the puppet would be in the shot, and so Jenna would understand, and then they would remove the puppet, and we would basically act with nothing. And there were times when the puppet was like yelling in my face, and I was having like a romantic moment with Jenna. And so that was definitely a funny challenge. But at the end of the day, it was cool. It was a different experience that I'm used to. But over time, we kind of adapted.
You've been on a variety of shows and movies. How do you manage to balance all these characters without having them bleed into each other?
I don't know. I think, if the writing's good, it sort of defines the character, and visually, you outfit yourself and form yourself. But there's also always, I think every actor has a different approach to their own connection to storytelling and character, and there's different types of actors, and certain actors like to completely disappear and have just the character be the thing. For me, in television and entertaining people at home, and I think I find a piece of me that's within the character, so I always have, and then I like to completely morph into other things too. I think it just depends on the project, but I always do try to find. I think human beings are so full, we're all really full, whether you've discovered it for yourself or not, but human beings are very full of content, and for me to feel really connected, I always like to find a piece of truth that's within me that's in alignment with the character, and it just helps connect me.
Before this, you're best known for your projects on Broad City and You're the Worst. So how is it playing all these characters without having them bleed into each other for the next?
Oh, interesting. Well, the major difference between this, on Broad City, I was pegged on screen, but for this show, I got pegged off camera in order to get the part. So, no, I mean, the totally different style of filmmaking. Broad City and also You're the Worst. Left room for some a lot of improvisation, and especially Abby and Alana, the way that they came up was through UCB and doing improv, so it was this really cool environment in that sense that we were able to try different things, and because it's cable and Comedy Central, you can go. Mm-hmm. Because this is a bit different and it's a family show, certainly there were sort of parameters that which in themselves are a challenge to, for someone that kind of has that irreverent sort of taste, I guess. But at the same time, the writing was so sharp and actually funny, and David Garasio, who created the show, along with Adam Goldberg, who they're just incredible sitcom writers. So it was cool to be able to play different, more dimensions of a character, and to be able to have multiple things to deal with. The kids, trying to balance the Jenna in it, my girlfriend, and, also just trying to get through the day and keeping all those balls basically juggled in the air. Mm-hmm. That was a new set of challenges.